Well, I'm back. It's good to be back. I wish it was on a lighter note. Not that it's heavy that I'm back. It's just that recent events in the country that I live in have not been great. January 6th, 2021 was easily one of the worst, if not the worst day in the history of America. Thousands upon thousands of people gathered upon Washington, D.C.'s Capitol, stormed the gates, broke windows, destroyed and stole property, all in the name of a mad king, a cowardly, racist, xenophobic traitor to the nation. And it's just sickening, the fact that he not only started the whole thing, because he incited the riot. And let's be clear, it was a riot. It wasn't a protest. It was a riot. He incited the whole thing and still would not condemn it. Because, of course, why would you condemn something that you started? If the looting starts, the shooting starts when it came to Black Lives Matter. But for these idiots who stormed the Capitol, they were told that they were loved and to go home and that he understands how they feel. Really? They're out here behaving so unruly because they're upset about how the nation worked. It was an election and you lost, Trump. And all of your thousands upon millions, if I'm honest, your millions of sheep like yourself couldn't handle it. And not only could you not handle that, but when you were finally stripped of your platform. By the way, how the hell did you get banned from Pinterest, sir? But when you finally got stripped of your platform, it was reported that you went ballistic, like a child. And everyone who was on your side, all the white, conservative, quote-unquote Christian Republicans, they have now seen you as you are. But for many of us, we have known who you are for a long time. And I put this on my social media, my personal one, that Nick's DYSG, to all those people who are now seeing Trump for who he is and what he is. I leave you with the quote from the great, wonderful, powerful, beautiful, majestic, angelic, brilliant, talented, late, great Maya Angelou. If someone shows you who they are, believe them. Because Trump showed you who he was over 4 years ago, and you all didn't believe him. But it's cool, because we voted him out of there, and his days are numbered. Ladies and gentlemen, blurds and nerds, freaks and geeks, this is Do You Speak Geek, episode 60. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back. It is good to be back after the holiday hiatus. Nix is back in the building, and I feel so comfortable back in my seat behind this mic, talking to you people, giving you all the news and just my views, and I am glad to be back. This is Do You Speak Geek? I am Nix, and I want to thank everyone for listening so far. And if you are a new listener, welcome to Do You Speak Geek. Please be sure to subscribe to the podcast in whichever way you listen. Remember that Spreaker is the home team, Spreaker.com. Shout out to you guys. You can also listen on many other podcast outlets, whether it be Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google, Apple, Stitcher. I'm kind of everywhere. So wherever you listen to your podcast, just be sure to hit that subscribe and like the episodes. And if they have a comment section, let me know what you think. DoYouSpeakGeek.com, the central place for everything DYSG. Please be sure to visit that website at your earliest convenience for photos, blogs, and many other pieces of content you won't find anywhere else. Follow us on the social medias, Facebook at DYSGFB, Twitter at DYSG_tweets, and Instagram at DoYouSpeakGeek. Speaking of Instagram at DoYouSpeakGeek, DYSG Live has kicked off. We are starting a new monthly, maybe even twice a month series of interviews with amazing guests. I'm going to be talking to other podcasters, cosplayers, comic book writers. The list goes on and on of the amazing people that I'll be talking to. I just finished up an interview with Navy Montel, leader of the Blurticorn Speaks podcast and the Blurticorn Collective. Shout out to you, sir. That's an amazing man. Very, very, very positive man. And Unc, we here at DYSG love you so much. Please be sure to follow him on social medias and subscribe to his podcast and his YouTube channel, Rogue Catnip. Yes, it's called Rogue Catnip. I know what it means. Watch the interview at Do You Speak Geek, and you'll know what it means too. YouTube is where you can find the Dono and Daddy Show. Please be sure to subscribe, like, Hulk, smash that bell for all notifications, and be sure to leave your comments. We want to know what you guys think. We just recently released a new First Friday Fights video, The Simpsons vs. Bob's Burgers, a 5-on-5 free-for-all of The Simpsons vs. the Belchers. Who came out on top? Who knows? Be sure to check that video out for your viewing pleasure. And also, Dono has a great idea. Every other Tuesday, we're going to be going live on YouTube for Talk Tuesday, where we just have random topics of discussion and we just going to engage with our audience and see what you guys think. Not a big story this week. I mean, at least not geek-wise anyway. Oh, man, I hate it here. Not with you guys. I mean this country. But we're going to go ahead and jump into my favorite portion of the show, a stacked portion of the show this week, Source Wall.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
Behold the Source Wall.
Can you read, my son?
Well, that depends.
There is nothing wrong with reading a story and looking at the pictures.
Enough said, Stan. Let's jump into it. The pull list this week. Our featured comic, Star Wars, The High Republic #1. A new era of Star Wars storytelling begins. It is centuries before the Skywalker saga, thank God. The Jedi are at their height, protecting the galaxy as Republic pioneers push out into new territories. As the frontier prepares for the dedication of majestic Starlight Beacon, Padawan Keeve Trennis faces the ultimate choice. Will she complete her Jedi trials or rescue the innocent from disaster? New Jedi, new ships, new evils to fight. This one was dope, beyond dope. Check that out when you get an opportunity to. Eternals #1. What's the point of an eternal battle? For millions of years, 100 Eternals have roamed the earth, secret protectors of humanity. Without them, we'd be smears between the teeth of the demon-like deviants. Their war has waged for all time, echoing in our myths and nightmares. But today, Eternals face something new. Change. Can they, or anyone on Earth, survive their discovery? From the thought-provoking lines of Kieran Gillian and Esad Ribic comes a new vision of the classic Marvel mythology. This one will get you ready for the film coming soon, introducing you to the characters, Definitely peep this one if it's something that you're interested in, and I definitely will guarantee you won't be disappointed. This one was interesting, just simply for the title. It's called 2020, number 1. A post-apocalyptic warrior reaches the end of a long hunt for mutant giants in an abandoned city at the end of the world and can finally rest. 2020 is behind us now. Sounds like an autobiography. It sounds like a biopic. It sounds like a true story. It sounds like nonfiction. But it's a comic. Check it out, please. And the last piece of Source Wall we have is all of the Future State picks. Future State kicked off this week with several titles: Superman of Metropolis, Swamp Thing, Harley Quinn, Wonder Woman, The Flash, and The Next Batman, all dropping number 1s. They all hit the shelves to kick off DC's latest universe of familiar yet different characters. Out of all of those, my favorite has been The Next Batman. Please be sure to read all of these. They're amazing. Let's jump into Watch This.
Watch this, y'all.
Thunder! Thunder! Thunder!
Lannister always pays his debts.
Whoa, dude.
I am the villain of the story.
All right, you bingers and you couch potatoes out there, let's talk about some TV and movie news. Now, this one was kind of left field for me. When I first heard about it, I was like, well, how and why? That was the question, how and why? But when it was explained to me, okay, Rubik's Cube, movie in development. As reported by Deadline, Hyde Park Entertainment is also partnering with Glassman Media to create a game show based on the global brand of Rubik's Cube. Rubik's Cube was invented by Hungarian sculptor and professor of architecture Erno Rubik in 1974. In 1980, the puzzle was licensed by Rubik and sold by Ideal Toy Corp. Since then, Rubik's Cube has sold over 450 million units worldwide. As of 2018, amateur and professional speed cubers from all over the world have competed for puzzle-based glory in the Rubik's Cube World Champion Finals in Boston, Massachusetts. So, what I'm thinking is the movie's going to be about these speed cubers and how they compete, how they have sponsorship. They'll see certain players, certain athletes, if you will, and how they are living their lives as speed cubers. It'll be interesting to see. I'm just going to say, I'm pretty sure all these people who are speed cubers are certified geniuses, and I can't wait to see this one. It's going to be pretty good, I think. Now, speaking of movies, and this one has gone on pretty far, and I guess this is the fruits of his labor, I guess, but, you know, hey, accountability over entertainment, right? Ray Fisher's Cyborg reportedly written out of the Flash movie. Now, Ray Fisher has now reportedly been written out of the Flash movie after having been offered a cameo role in the upcoming DC Comics film. Fisher has now been at the center of a call for accountability after the actor shared claims of being mistreated on the set of Justice League when director Joss Whedon took over the role once occupied by Zack Snyder. Whedon is said to have substantially lessened Fisher's role as Cyborg in the film, along with severely mistreating several cast members and crew members. Now it is being reported Fisher is not taking on the brief role in The Flash and the character will not be recast. Fisher publicly promised that he would not play Cyborg again if it meant working for DC Films president Walter Hamada, who later had his contract extended to continue in his role. His role as Cyborg, as it was originally intended to be seen, will arrive in Zack Snyder's Justice League, which hits HBO Max earlier this year. Although an official release date has not yet been revealed, following Fisher's claim of mistreatment on the set of Justice League, Warner Brothers launched an investigation that did not yield very strong results. Now, for me, all this controversy surrounding this thing, I've spoken on it already before here on the podcast. I mean, if it's all true, then, you know, the hell with them. But I don't know, man. It's just like, my only thing is this. Like, I totally stand with Ray Fisher. But all this controversy surrounding this film has made me not even want to watch Justice League when it hits HBO Max. Because all I'm thinking about is, oh my God, all this was going on during the film. And I'm just going to have to separate myself from that as far as keeping that out of my mind and just try to enjoy this movie as it was intended to be enjoyed. But it's going to be pretty hard because, I don't know, it's just, I'll be thinking about the entire time that, people were getting mistreated, people were being racially judged and mistreated, and it's just a bad bag, man. It really is. But hopefully the movie will be dope, and hopefully Ray Fisher will find more work elsewhere. Marvel. Okay, moving on. The CW is not going to be ordering the Green Arrow and Canaries series. After a long and frustrating wait, the CW has finally decided that they will not order a full season of Green Arrow and the Canaries. I had high hopes for that show. Anyway, the story broke from Variety, effectively ending the story of Queen Smoke family on the network. Green Arrow and the Canaries had been planned as an Arrow spin-off starring Shadowhunters veteran Catherine McNamara as Mia Queen, alongside Katie Cassidy as Laurel Lance and Juliana Harkavy as Dinah Drake. The characters came together in the year 2040 in the pendulum episode of Arrow titled Green Arrow and the Canaries, a backdoor pilot for the planned series starring the trio. Other actors involved included Ben Lewis as William Clayton, Joseph David Jones as Connor Hawke, Charlie Barrett as John Diggle Jr., and Reagan Harris as Bianca Bertinelli. I was actually looking forward to this series. I mean, to see what they were trying to do with the Bertinelli character and how Diggle had these two sons, one good, one bad, and I don't know, I thought it was gonna be pretty good, and I'm probably the only person out there who's going to miss Arrow being on the air because I love that show. This was a little bit of a bummer for me, but I guess we'll get some other content coming soon from CW. Stargirl's pretty dope. The Superman show looks pretty good. We'll see what happens. Let's hop on Farm Life.
Peace, love, and video games!
That sound like Donkey Kong.
That man is playing Galaga.
Okay, gamers, let's hop into some news. Sony discontinues PS4 Pro and all but one model of PS4 in Japan. Now, GameWatch reports that Sony has discontinued all models of PS4 Pro and all but one model of the PS4 Slim, with the original PS4 design already out of active production. The only PS4 that will remain in production is the 500GB Jet Black Slim design. The move has been taken so that Sony Interactive Entertainment can increase the productivity of the PS5, which has seen major stock shortages since launch, not least in the US, where it has the biggest console launch month in the country's history. So far, the move has only been announced in Japan, and it's unclear whether or not Sony's Western arms will follow suit. It wouldn't be a hugely surprising move. The PS4 Pro retails at the same $399 price point as the PS5 Digital Edition, and with Sony hoping to transition from last gen to next gen within 3 years, the company will be hoping to bolster the number of PS5 console owners as quickly as possible. Not a bad move. I mean, everyone and their mama, maybe not everybody and their mama, but it is a good strategy for trying to transition from last gen to next gen within 3 years. I mean, if you're still cranking out PS4s on the production line and people are wanting PS5s, why not just stop production on that thing? So, good move, Sony. I like that idea. This will definitely better my chances of getting one, as well as many of you. Fortnite developer Epic Games bought an abandoned mall and turned it into its next headquarters. Now, this one's a little personal for me. In a press release, Epic Games announced that it has purchased a 980,000 square foot, 87-acre Cary Town Center in where? Cary, North Carolina. That's where your boy's from. Not Cary, but North Carolina is home. And it will be the new home for Epic Games campus in 2024. This includes plans to create both office buildings and recreational spaces for long-term use. Development of the new HQ will begin later this year, and in the meantime, Epic Games will remain at its current Crossroad Boulevard location in Cary. The city Epic Games has been based for 20 years. Epic maintains over 50 offices worldwide, running local and global aspects of its business, but the HQ in Cary will serve as the company's base of operations. I think that's dope. I may consider moving back home from VA to get a job working on Fortnite. Nah, not really, but it'd be dope though. That'd be cool as hell. So we got some PS5, well not PS5, custom PS5 controversy. Earlier this month, Super, and that's spelled SUP3R5, Supers, announced its retro-inspired PS5 console and a PS5 DualSense controller. The special PS5 DualSense controller ran at about $100 USDA, while the console comes with a controller and ran at $649. The former was limited to just 500 units, while the console was even more limited at 304. In other words, stock was going to vanish very, very quickly. However, as of this past Saturday, the company announced that they were canceling all orders due to threats. Noting through a message in their now deleted official Twitter account as of this report here that I'm giving you guys, Super would be canceling orders due to credible threats they have received over the console. Last night, our team began receiving credible threats to their safety. We take these threats seriously, and as a result, we're not proceeding forward. All orders are being canceled with full refunds. Now, it's unclear from the initial announcement whether or not these credible threats were being received and being given by Sony themselves, but it's likely they won't be having any announcements anytime soon or updates because they have completely been erased and banished from social media. I would hate I would hate it if it was Sony, putting the squeeze on this company. But I mean, hey, I don't put anything past anybody. I mean, who knows? Sony could be gearing up to actually release all black versions of the console. I mean, why not? And if you come over here and try to steal some of their profits, I'm pretty sure they have something to say about that. It's wild though. Let's go geek. Beyond geek.
What is our universe made of?
Extraterrestrial human contact.
Yes, science!
Okay, people, now this one was interesting. This one happened weeks ago, but I had to talk about it here. Quantum internet tested at Caltech and Fermilab. Now, a joint team of researchers led by Caltech and including collaborators from the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, which Caltech manages for NASA and Fermilab, have established 2 test beds using off-the-shelf material and state-of-the-art quantum devices to actually teleport quantum information for a sustained period across a distance of 44 kilometers, roughly about 13 miles. The research represents an important step in establishing a quantum internet of the future, which would revolutionize the fields of secure communication, data storage, precision sensing, and computing. In a quantum internet, information stored in qubits, the quantum equivalent of computer bits, is shuttled or teleported over long distances through entanglement, not the same kind as Jada Pinkett Smith, a phenomenon in which particles become intrinsically linked to each other even when separated by vast distances. A key feature of quantum networks is their fidelity, or the quality of teleportation, which characterizes how close the teleported qubit is to the original. In the new study, quantum teleportation was performed with fidelity of more than 90%. I think that this is amazing that they want to create new ways of internet. That is great. However, we all saw Ant-Man and the Wasp. We all saw Avengers Endgame. I think we're getting closer and closer and closer to living in a comic book world. I mean, with this kind of thing, people actually creating real Iron Man suits of armor. I've seen people create actual shields by Captain America. I've seen real web shooters being created by people online. We're getting closer and closer to living in Marvel's New York. And I can't wait to live in that world. Yeah, it's going to invite supervillains, but so what? We have the Avengers to help us. Hopefully Tony won't die this time. Alright, y'all. I'm tripping, so I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you all for listening. Thank you so much. Please be sure to like the content, subscribe to the content, follow the content. Let me know what you think about this content. Please visit the website. Follow us on our social medias, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Check out the live interviews. Check out our YouTube channel. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and leave your comments. Check us out on our Talk Tuesday specials. Be sure to check out the First Friday Fights videos. As always, live to play to win to live. I speak geek. Do you speak geek?